Day 7. Freebird Rock Band 3 chart requested by Guitar Hero Science by Leonard Skinner. Now, I absolutely love this song musically, but playing it, I mean, there's a 5-minute and 30-second intro. That was a random clap. Well, apparently there's a new bug in Frets on Fire. In fact, my entire mind goes to that freaking clap, because that was basically the last thing that happened on my other run, was I exited while having star power, but before it clapped. I guess it buffered the clap for whatever reason. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I actually push resume. This is to load the other tracks, namely vocals.og, because when it was thrown into FoFiX, it was actually really poorly done. And I'm not exactly sure why either. So the glitch that lets me whammy any note off of and get star power off of it is still active, which I will be using so that I'm not completely bored with this intro. Now, star power works in Frets on Fire and FoFiX based on a set amount of time. At least I think that holds true for FoF as well. But in FoFiX, it's based off of a set amount of time. That time is 5 seconds per refill of star power. So when you can activate, you have 10 seconds of star power. And when you have a full bar, you have 20 seconds. That BPM equivalent in all the other games is 120 BPM, where 5 measures become 10 seconds and 10 measures become 20. I think it's 5 measures. I don't know how exactly it works on other game engines, because them not being open source, it's kind of impossible to 100% determine beyond any reasonable doubt. Like, I don't understand why Phase Shift doesn't open source and let everybody work on their code. Because it won't be that hard to implement vocals as they are in FoFiX and then easily improve upon them later. But basically, as I suggested earlier, the attitude I got from DWSK was that would be admitting their game is flawed and not worshipping the freaking programmers. I have made a post that listed some very easy to implement ideas that will never be implemented because, as I said earlier, the developers' attitudes are basically that I should be thankful that they made their game free. When, no, I don't really care for it. I mean, I like free and open source, and FoFiX is free and open source. And I have modded it, and it's helped me get into Python a little bit. Just a little bit, not super I can code anything. And when you can branch off and study, like, I can be a programmer, not a problem. Just from playing this game helps me with my programming skills. I mean, that's kind of huge from just a simple game like this. And some people will be offended that, you know, I'm actually just whamming and getting free star power, and then your scores should matter. Well, they don't. I don't care about my scores. That's why I use anti-pinball scores. How hard is it to get 5,000 points in, say, Guitar Hero 3? It's twice as hard in Phase Shift, sure, but still. I wholeheartedly agreed with Guitar Hero Science's challenge, so much so that I basically started to do all of my runs with it on. I mean, sure, I don't get as much points for sustains as I would if the notes were, say, worth 1 million points per thing, because it doesn't round the floating number of sustains. which basically means that if I don't get a whole point with a sustain, it just drops out and rounds to 0. And it would probably be too hard to actually change the score to use a floating number and keep the decimal. And would invalidate all my other scores that I don't care about anyway. And I don't want to have to just reset everything just cuz. I only care about scores up to figuring out like what songs I should practice and what songs I should improve upon. That's all I care about score for. Anyways, we can totally be silly in the intro or in the solo now. Like anchoring yellow. And just having fun, because that's what I enjoy most. I enjoy making others laugh and entertaining people. Aw. I wasn't gonna hit that anyway because I couldn't tap the ascended triplets. I can do descended just fine, but ascended on yellow I can't do. Like, my best ascended would be red to blue. Even though I'm left-handed and should technically have an advantage with ascended. I'm just really bad on yellow. That's why I don't tend to anchor things when I'm on yellow. And that's why I result in... And I choke quite easily. But I don't care. People say it's a choke, you suck, etc., etc. Drama, drama, rabble, rabble. Nah, I don't care. But most people do for whatever reason. And of course, it wouldn't count my green, but notice that I didn't overstrum on it. Quads, learn to do them with 3 fingers. Get your star power. It also sounds like I'm playing the wrong instrument. Like right here. Because the guitar is really, really faded for whatever reason. Like, I can hear the background instruments perfectly. And the strings is like a more interesting instrument for me to play. It grabs my ear better. And this part's just really, really boring. I like how I can't hit orange, even though I should be able to. This drumming is really bad. But once again, people, as I said in the previous video, you just suck at it. Nah. I'm completely off because I'm busy trying to explain things while playing this game. And as people know, talking and playing at the same time isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. And I love how I didn't choke on that part, which is what I've choked on before. Freebird is one of those just long songs that I don't care for. So I just have fun, and it's better than making like a long monologue. That strum should have counted. That really should have. But because there's no overstrum noise, it literally just noted from the future on it. I have FC'd the GH2 version of this, but sadly though, I don't think I have the picture for it still. And for me, the scariest moment of that was this outro here. Oh, I didn't fix big rock bonuses, or big rock endings. Get all the points in the world. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Missed the note. Missed the other note. It's because that literally would have basically doubled my score. So big rock endings use a really odd, like, scoring method that I haven't figured out how to actually break yet, without big rock endings flat out just giving you 0 points. It's cool that they're in this game, but right now the implementation is a bit shaky because it uses like complicated formulas to ensure that you basically vary your notes. I've tried rake strumming in the big rock endings, but just literally gently alt strumming and then swapping frets like every 3 strums. That's like the optimum way to hit them, at least as far as this game engine is concerned. But at least it has them, though. And it even gets its own little special note, too, which is a 5-note chord in the BRE section of the editor on Fire, which is awesome. But I also think that a single note, I don't remember which one it was in the MIDI, also works. Yeah, that song was entirely just filler, I know, but it was requested, and I had fun with it. Hopefully I didn't bore you all too much. See you tomorrow.